All right, welcome. I gotta look over here to my music room here. I'm in the process of refoaming some woofers for the DSS Pioneers, the E6s, and yeah, so I'm gonna show you the process. So yeah, it's quite an interesting endeavor. So I'll be back with some of the tricks and the things I've learned. All right, here's how to remove the grills on a set of Pioneer DSS-E6 speakers. First, you take an X-Acto blade like this, and you'll want to cut around this silicone seal that's just in between the grill and the speaker housing there, the woofer housing, and just go around, all the way around, until you finally get that broken up, and then I'll come back for the next part. Right, then you want to take a jeweler's screwdriver and just start prying inward and up just slightly. You'll hear it start to give a little bit, but don't push it too much. We'll just keep going around until it starts to give on its own a little more. Just keep doing that all the way around until, just carefully, until it finally pops. Now, coming around, it's starting to give. Just want to make sure you get the rest of that silicone broken away, but you don't want to scratch anything up. So be real careful. These graphite cones here, they're quite sensitive. All right, I cannot state much more that you need to be careful with those graphite cones. And being transparent, which, you know, we want all these things to go really well and to not have any issues. Even being very meticulous and very careful, going around and removing the old glue with the tool. I was being careful and I got caught up and it slightly slipped and dinged, put a crack in one of the graphite cones that I was working on. I did look up and managed to find a solution, not ideally what I wanted. I wanted these to be, you know, perfect, and, you know, sometimes perfect, well, perfect is impossible. So I managed to glue the crack with some slow set epoxy. I read that graphite can be glued together with that, and so we'll see how it goes when I go home to test it, but be extremely careful. These speakers are getting rarer all the time and hard to replace, and so yeah. All right, we got new foam on here, at least on the center. I still have to glue down this part of it, and after that, then we'll have these up and running again. All right, the grills are back on. I threw a bead of silicone all around just the rim of the housing, and then I seated the grill, and then I went around very carefully and I cleaned it up with a wet paper towel, very carefully, so that the lines were nice and clean. I had some, you know, just black DAP silicone here, and that's what I used, and yep, should be good to go. Well, I'm not sure that I would have chosen these particular speakers to do my first ever speaker refoam. It was quite challenging, even though I took my time and was quite careful. Like I said before, in being transparent, I cracked one of the graphite cones. I was warned ahead of time. Simply Speakers were kind enough to give a warning, be extremely careful. I was extremely careful and still messed it up, but I think on regular paper cones probably would have been a lot easier. Overall, I am happy with the result, even though I did crack one of the speakers, and I'm quite devastated about it because they're rare, but they sound great still, and they work, and that's the point. I just want to enjoy listening to them, and now I can. So thank you to Simply Speakers for their wonderful refoam kits and for their help. I reached out to them, and they were very quick to respond. So yeah, hope this helps any of you out there that might have these speakers and need to refoam them and have questions on how to get the grills off or whatever, since I did the hard part in figuring it out. So yeah, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Simply Speakers did not sponsor this video in any way, but if you do need a refoam kit or replacement speakers or speaker parts, check them out at simplyspeakers.com. Also check out their more in-depth YouTube videos on how to refoam your speakers.